This question goes out to my regular movie review fans. Do you guys read comics? I do. And while I love horror movies as much as the next guy, I find horror comics equally as great. There's a lot of them coming out this week, so let's get started. Remember, this isn't a set of reviews, just a list of what you'll find when you hit the shops this week in comics horror, May 14th, 2025. Here's what's coming out this week in comics horror, May 14th, 2025. It's always fun to pit different properties against one another, right? There's a couple or two or three or four versus comics coming out this week. In Red Sonja versus the Army of Darkness from Dynamite Entertainment, it looks like Red Sonja is taking on the Army of Darkness. I'm sure the Deadite blood will be flying when the she-devil with the sword meets the dude with the boomstick. Plus, I'm sure there'll definitely be some chainmail ass and titties to enjoy. My buddy Matt Rosenberg and some guy I don't know, Shane McCarthy, I'm sure he's a good guy, continue their ongoing World War V in DC vs. Vampires, set in an alternate dimension where anyone can die and even more heroes can become vampires. This has been a consistently fun series from the get-go and continues to entertain every month. And Godzilla has two versus books this week. First, the King of All Monsters takes on a flock of UFOs or UAPs or whatever they're calling them these days in IDW's Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens #1. And somehow the big screen lizard finds the time to take on the X-Men in What Else? Godzilla vs. the X-Men #1. That one is written by iconic Marvel writer Fabian Nicieza, so there's that. When it comes to horror comics, it's Image Comics, and then there's all the rest. Image has 5 mighty offerings in the horror genre this week. I don't know much about I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer, but issue 2 is out this week, and it's written by Doug Wagner, who wrote Plush and Plastic, 2 twisted tales of fetishistic terror, and I'm sure this one will follow suit as well. Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Hernández Walta are back on track with Phantom Road, again following a group of survivors barreling down a road to nowhere filled with zombie-like creatures. I'm a bit behind on this series, but I've dug what I've read so far. There are 2 Spawn books out this week. In King Spawn #45, a secret organization conquers Spawn's New York City, and in Spawn #364, Spawn must take care of angels, demons, and monsters that he himself unleashed. Finally, from Image, James Tynion continues his winning streak with Exquisite Corpses #1, about a group of 1%er serial killers dropped off in a small town who must kill each other, not considering the collateral damage they unleash. I believe Tynion is passing this series to a group of writers after this first issue, and it'll be written in an Exquisite Corpse style. Pretty interesting. And then there's all the rest. A bunch of books from different companies, big and small. From Uncivilized Books comes The Sickness #7. I dug the first few issues of this book and need to catch up, but you can say that I am down with this one. Behemoth #4 from Dark Horse is the final issue of this series, about a group of people swallowed by a giant creature and fighting to survive. Hopefully they don't end up being kaiju doo-doo, which is very different from the 80s band Kajagoogoo, by the way. And just in time for the Toxic Avenger to be released in theaters, Ahoy is releasing the Toxic Avenger pinup special, with lots of wacky and gross out images of Toxie doing heroic and grody things. Finally, I'm late onto this series, but Batman Dark Patterns seems to be Batman's monthly horror book, throwing bats into some dark and terrifying situations with some truly nightmarish villains. In this issue, Batman takes on Scarface and the Ventriloquist, and if you've seen Magic or the recent Rule of Jenny Penn, you know puppets can be damn scary. Well, there you have it. There are 14 big horror comic releases this week. Surely there's something listed that you'll find worth your precious time and hard-earned money. Let me know which ones interest you or disinterest you down in the comments. Please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications. You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're